All right. So my name is Wolfgang Almeida. Yes, Wolfgang is my real name. Everybody always asks. So I'm 27. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I got out last year in 2020. I am originally from Atlantic City area in New Jersey. I joined out of high school. I was still 17. Mom had to sign that paperwork. And then came in 2012 after I graduated and had a pretty normal MEPS experience for the most part. Getting into boot camp, everybody, the classes are huge for the platoon sizes. I think we started off with 90 something, almost 100. And once we, kind of a cool thing about us is we had, it was either 81 or 88 after, once we actually got our drill instructors, and we didn't drop anybody. Unfortunately, we actually had a guy who had, as soon as we were done boot camp, we used to call it the Northeast Corner. It was me, a guy from New York, and two guys from Boston. And one of the guys from Boston actually passed away. He was killed in action in Afghanistan a year and a half, 2 years after we graduated from boot camp. To tell a quick boot camp story, as we all love to. So me and my family, we have a kind of a bad knack of imitating people or things, and I had got caught. I mean, we can explain what bird dogs are. So drill instructors in training. So Marines who come back from the fleet, they're getting trained to be drill instructors. They come and they fill in the second phase, I think it is, and they'll come and get a taste of what being a drill instructor really is. And basically, the bird dog is the one who caught me mocking our drill instructor, and yeah, our platoon had to pay for that, including me. Yeah, that was definitely my fault on that one. But it's kind of funny when you first go through. If you have glasses, there's probably like maybe 10% of everybody has glasses, and we all look the same. So it's like other people would be getting called out for me getting, even though I was getting caught, they were all paying for it. So yeah. But once we got those name tapes, it was all over.
What was your MOS?
So I was a 6499 mobile facility technician. So that's a part of the intermediate level maintenance for the Marine Corps. So basically, we work out of these shipping containers that, whenever we deploy or we're in garrison, that's what the eye level works out of. And basically, I was just someone who helped maintain them and helped maintain the program and make sure we were deployable. So.
How long was your school?
So the initial schooling was ATT and AWAT, so it's the air wing side. ATT, AWAT, and then AE. So that's all A school, and that was without all the wait times. It's about 6 months, and then C school is kind of different for everybody. For us, it was only about a month, because we were just a brand new job, so they stuck us into someone else's C school and was like, "Hey, hopefully you learn what you got to learn." So and then we all hit the fleet, and so it was about total a year of training, and then went to my first unit, Okinawa, Japan. Great experience, loved it, and met some really great people. Had a lot of really good mentors who really showed me what it was to be a Marine and every and past the basic part. What it actually means to be a leader, not just to be able to follow orders, taking care of people. The nuances of Marine Corps small unit leadership. So yeah, so I was in Okinawa, Japan first, and then I transferred to Miramar in San Diego, and I was over at Mal 16, and from there went to Kuwait on Special MACTAF for a little bit in 2016. That was about 6-7 months, and then came back, and I was in Miramar until I got out last year.
In what aspect do you think the military has played into where you are right now?
Yeah, so coming into the military, especially at such a young age, it definitely molded me into the adult that I am and how I look at problems or dealing with certain life issues, or even just the mindset going into, especially after being out now, how the real world is. Because, in the military, they do a really good job of giving you structure and discipline. But once you get out, it's your discipline that's what keeps you in check when no one else is around, And that's definitely something that you kind of face a little bit like towards your second enlistment, where you've moved up the ranks a little bit and you are trying to figure it out and have your own style of leadership and how you deal with things. But it definitely has molded me into someone who's not just willing to accept the bare minimum in life or blame anybody else when life doesn't go my way. Or, there has to be an equal balance to it, though. You can't, it's all, the Marine Corps has taught me so many great things, and I'm forever grateful for that. But on the flip side to that, you also have to know who you are. You can't let the Marine Corps dictate your personality. Yes, you're a Marine 24/7 when you're in, but when you're out, that was just a job. Yeah, people can say, yeah, I'm a Marine the rest of my life. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But, it's a real wake up factor when you get out and you don't, I'm not coming to work with my bros anymore. Hey, we're not here to do a job that I know, I was in for 2 enlistments. I know what I'm going to be doing for the most part for my week or my month or the things that I have to plan for. You get out and you're cut off in a lack of a better term. You're your own person. You're you. Every single thing, every little thing you do, it means a lot more instead of, where in the Marine Corps, it's a team effort, and obviously that's what makes the Marine Corps super successful. But once you get out, it's, what did you take from the military and what did you actually apply to your life? A big thing is having a plan when you get out, obviously, but it's kind of hard for people who've never gotten out to be like, hey, this is what you should do. Obviously, there's common sense things that you should be doing, but the biggest thing people always say, oh, I'm going to get out and go to school, I'm going to go to college. Okay, well, if just kind of how we talked about yesterday, if your Marine Corps training really kicked in, you wouldn't just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go to school and then I'll figure out what I want to do. Like, no, you have plans A through Z and then double A through double Z. Like it's hard to say 100% for some people, myself included, where 100% I know I want to do this, but I had plans. I made sure that I was going to be productive in one way, shape, or form, and I was going to work towards a goal that I had. And if that end goal wasn't what I actually wanted, I had something else. And because that's something that I feel like we need to do a better job of, is understanding that not everybody just automatically knows, hey, I know exactly what I want to do when I grow up, when I get out of the military. You could say or be interested in things, but it's difficult to actually ascertain, hey, I'm gonna like doing this job when I get out. Or even like for me, I got bad knees, so like when I was trying to work on refrigerant related stuff and being on my knees all the time, I couldn't do it. My knees couldn't take that that abuse every single day. So overall, the Marine Corps has just been great for my life. I met my current wife, and I have a lot of things to be grateful for. And the true definition of wisdom is that you can look back on past experiences and utilize the lessons learned, but not be emotionally attached anymore. And that's a huge thing, to be able to be reflective and look back at your experience and be like, what did I truly learn? What was that jerk NCO or whoever trying to tell me something? What was the lesson they were trying to teach me, even though I was being hard-headed? Because obviously we live very high speed, low drag lives, and you never really know the last time you're going to talk to someone, and it's very it's hard to cherish something that's not there anymore, or when you have it, excuse me. But when you're away from it all, you really do learn to cherish it and to be grateful for all the people that you met and the opportunities that you had.
All right, so we left off. We are talking about emo music, and you mentioned that you like it. So today we're going to listen to a band called Tokio Hotel.
Alright. Got a Vietnam vibe going on? All right, so before we get to the chorus here, some initial thoughts. So definitely, I kind of get the vibe from that. Definitely like the emo phase. It almost feels like old school Paramore, Flyleaf, that kind of stuff. But it's also a weird, almost '90s transition from I can't remember the lady's name. Alison Morissette, maybe it is. I think that's her name. Of like you ought to know, like almost, it's like a weird transition from that almost. Yeah, it's like the same chord progressions or something like that. But yeah, definitely interesting at first so far. Running through the monsoon, right, so definitely, I think it's funny. I was just thinking, I don't know why, when I saw a car on a lonely road, it just reminds me of like all these older bands where it's like Creed and Creed, Godsmack, and there was someone else, like maybe it's Nickelback. They all have videos of a car on a lonely road in like the desert. And I don't know why that was such a popular thing. Maybe it's to signify loneliness or, I'm going through a struggle or something like that. But I think it's so funny when I see that now looking back. And then I was just thinking about it too. That chord progression that they had, I feel like that's very similar to another song almost. I can't put my finger on it yet, but it's very, very similar to something else. But also, I feel like this is a little bit almost pre-emo too. Like they look emo, but the way the song is laid out is almost pre-emo, where it's a lot more soft and like in tune with my emotions, and like I don't know, it's a little bit different than I guess what I'm used to. But it's definitely interesting. It's a lot more mellow. It's more I'm a pretty big Paramore fan, so as Paramore got more deep into their writing style and that kind of stuff, it's a lot more intricate as far as not just, hey, I'm doing blast beats or their version of that. It's a lot more serene and trying to say almost a deeper message. So definitely interesting. First camera, okay. All right, I'm gonna pause right here. So I just thought it was super funny. Literally, that just straight up reminded me of, I'm pretty sure it's the Creed music video with Arms Wide Open, with the storm coming in, and it's super epic, and the build up of the song. Yeah, it's definitely got some similarities there. All right. Yep, gotta have it. Riding through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain will turn, fighting the storm, into the blue. And when I lose myself, I think of you. Together we'll be running somewhere new, and nothing can hold me back from you. Through the monsoon. Not the typhoon. All right. Definitely very interesting. I also, I guess that's just to show the differences of our culture, but them calling it a monsoon or even a typhoon, instead of like a hurricane,
Yeah. I did want to get your reaction because you heard the original one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the follow up on the new version of it. So again, controls are yours.
Okay.
Same singer.
No rainstorm. There you go. Maroon 5?
I'm staring at a broken door. There's nothing left here anymore. My room is cold, it's making me insane. I've been waiting here so long, but now the moment seems to have come. I see the dark clouds coming up again, running through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain won't hurt.
Alright, so this may be bad to say, but I feel like this is almost, and I don't know how big a fan you are of them. Do you know the band Muse? You know Knights
do.
of Sidonia?
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a cheap ripoff of Knights of Sidonia. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the graphics or the way the song is put together this way.
Fighting the storm into the blue, and when I lose myself, I think of you. Together we'll be running somewhere new, through the monsoon. It's just me and you. A half moon's fading from my sight. I see your vision in its light, but now it's gone and left me so alone. I know I have to find you now. Can't hear your name, I don't know how. Why can't we make this darkness feel like home? Running through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain won't hurt. Through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain won't hurt. Fighting the storm.
Okay, so something I just wanted to point out real quick. I thought it was very interesting that the lead singer was putting the images of his younger self onto him like that projection. I think that's something it's a very interesting topic when you look at take for example like Justin Bieber, someone who was super popular when they were young, and just all this stuff. Even I'm a big Mac Miller fan, so just like hearing the stuff and being from the Northeast, he was very big when I was in high school, and the kind of rap and all that stuff, his music was completely different once he became famous, and just seeing how much people change once they get that fame or the money or whatever. It just makes it that much more sweet. And you hear about someone like Keanu Reeves who, he's got all this cool stuff and all this money, but he's just a dude still,
Yeah.
and it's very humbling to go through something like that, and to have that self-reflection and look back and be like, man, I've that was cool. I got that success and that popularity and all these things when I was young, but then to be however many years older and to just see how much you changed and grown up and all that. It's really cool.
I like the fact that this band went kind of, like you said, went back and redid it to a whole new style,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's definitely not the same as the original,
Right.
but they twisted around a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's definitely newer and definitely different than the original.
Right. I don't know why too. I get the feeling that I don't know the band or their story at all really, except for what you've told me. But I also feel like in this video they're kind of being more themselves than the angsty teenager and I need to make my video or like sound like a certain thing. I feel like more so the band, as for him specifically, is doing it more to himself, being more true to themselves. So.
Into the blue, and when I lose myself, I think of you. Together just me and you. We'll be there soon, so soon. Running through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain won't hurt. Through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain won't hurt.
Definitely interesting. Something new, definitely. Something
What'd you think about her this time?
Yeah. Still would have said it was a chick. No. No, I mean, to be honest, like, that has been happening since, like, the hair metal days of, dudes looking like chicks, and, obviously Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady, My mom's a huge, shout out to Mama Wolf, huge Aerosmith fan. She's seen Aerosmith, I think, like, 27 times. Yeah, huge fan. But yeah, that's, like, one of her favorite songs, Dude Looks Like a Lady, So, but yeah, definitely interesting. I like that they kind of redid it and made it their a different version. I like that. I love remixes, so I think that was cool.
So what'd you think of the band overall?
I don't know why. I get the vibe almost that they were being controlled in their younger years as far as like, hey, we have this sound that we want you to have. And that's one of the best things about, bands that can get big enough where they have their own record or they can more so control their music, because I felt like in the earlier stuff, they were just kind of pandering almost to that genre of, hey, this is what we wear and this is what we, look like, the eyeliner and like, whatever, or gauges. That was another big thing, wearing gauges. I feel like the stuff that they wanted to do is probably a little bit more intricate. But I mean, overall, it sounds like something that would come from that time period, definitely. And I mean, there's so many others that are similar in that category that, like, it's easy to see why people liked it back then. So,
Hey, I just want to say thanks for being on here again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.